welcome back to my channel and welcome the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey by hitting that subscription button. It's free, and hit the bell notification to be notified of the new uploads. I would just like to mention that if the video is a little bit too fast for you, up top there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also, right next to it, there's the CC letters for closed caption. You can turn that on, and you can read all the stitch that I'm calling down here. By pausing the video, take notes, will make it easier for you. Now, normally when I upload the videos, it takes about an hour for YouTube to search all my words that I'm saying, so it can appear on the closed captions. So don't panic if you don't see right away the closed captions, because the video has just been launched. It will show up in about a half an hour to an hour after the upload. I also would like to mention that if you have extra yarn, extra thread, and you'd like to help the women in need, we highly appreciate it and being very, very grateful for it. Thank you for the ones that already have helped and are still helping. If you'd like to donate, right below the video, there's a little bag of $. You can donate whatever amount you'd like. Nobody's asking for millions. Anything helps. It adds up at the end. You can also go into the description box. My PayPal account is there. You can donate through there if you'd like also. Please always give a thumbs up on the video if you like the video. It does help the video to circulate and also to be recognized worldwide. I gratefully appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's one way to help me out and to help to continue to create these beautiful pieces. Also share on your Facebook public. It costs nothing. Everything is free. There's no charge of anything. So please help out to grow the channel. I do have a Facebook group, private group. If you have a profile, you're more than welcome to request to be a member. It's free, of course, and we'll approve you. You must have a profile. Be careful with the links that you go into the groups that says cut and bit. These are fraud scammers that go through your phones, your computers, and take every information of yours. Do not open up those links. There's a lot of hackers in the groups now. That's why I made sure that my group is private. I want to thank every single one of you from the start being with me, and thank you so much for the newcomers. It costs nothing to subscribe, so please do so. Thank you so much, everybody. Everything will be listed always in the description box for every pattern that I create, the sizes, the thread that I use, which is Portugal thread. They're 100% cotton thread, 4-ply, which is similar to Aunt Lydia. Number 3, which number 3 Aunt Lydia is just a little bit thicker than my thread, not by much, but a little bit. I usually use a hook 3 or 3.5, a small one for tucking in loose ends, and a pair of scissors, of course. So thank you, everybody. Any other questions, suggestions, please feel free to comment. You can always get a hold of me if your intentions are to give some thread or yarn away. There's my email below the description box. There's my Facebook page that you can follow also, my Facebook group, my Instagram, my TikTok. So there's so many ways you can message me. Thank you so much, everybody. I hug every single one of you, and much blessings to all of you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, everyone, so I had launched yesterday the video tutorial to this beautiful doily with some 3D flowers, which is the popcorn. I am making the bigger one centerpiece, and I'm going to change up a bit. It will be the same style. Okay, so we have the small one that I did with 10 rows, and then the tutorial was with 12. And now the centerpiece, I decided to go with the orange. I will have the flowers up here in orange, but I will be doing this, the stems here, with the same color as this off-white. It's like a beige. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because it's always a repeat, there's no point of continuing to do the tutorial on the centerpiece. I'm taking that clip at the beginning as we start off from that doily and editing into this video. So it's just a beginning, and then you just continue to do the size that you desire. On this one, I went to row 14. So I have 14 double crochets. Now, because I'm changing up the colors a bit, just to give it some style, of course, these are 4 plies, 100% cotton thread, and hook 3.5, a pair of scissors, and a small hook to tuck in loose ends. So the first thing you want to do is make that magic circle. I like to use my 2 fingers here and go over like an X. Place your thumb on it. Turn your fingers this way. Grab the thread from behind. Take off your 2 fingers, the ring, and just put it into position. And do your first chain to secure. And then 2 and 3. Okay, we're going to do inside of this magic circle a total of 12 double crochets. This is row 1. I'll meet you at the end. Once we do the 12, we're going to close it with a slip stitch in the 3rd chain. So I've done my 12. Make sure you do have your 12, or else you're going to have to like take it down to redo it. So I've closed in on my 3rd chain. I'm going to come back in on the same space and do a single just to get that first double crochet in. And again, into the same space, another double crochet, 1 chain space, into the next space, 2 double crochets together. This whole row will be like this all the way around, 1 chain space and 2 double crochets together. So we're creating groups of 2 double crochets in the same space. This is row 2. And then once we finish, we're going to close it with a slip stitch up top. And again, go back in and do a single and 2 chains to create another double crochet on the 3rd row. So I finished doing row 2. I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm coming back in, creating a single. Okay. And then chain 2. That's what we call double crochet. We're going to keep doing this increase on the last double crochet. So in this case, it's my 2nd, right? Because we have 2 double crochets there. So we're doing 2 together on the last one. 1 chain space, next space where we have the double crochet, on my 2nd one, 2 together. So this is always an increase we're going to do until the desired length that you would like. Just remember that you have to finish it off before you do the last row. Only double crochet. You have to finish with even numbers. So the groups of the motifs here. So now 1 chain space, 1 double crochet, 2 together. 1 chain space, 1 double crochet, 2 together. Now, the next rows will be exactly the same thing until the desired length. We're always going to increase on the last double crochet, 2 together. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more time on the 4th row, and then I'm going to continue mine. There's no point of recording the same thing over and over. And you can continue yours. I think I did this one too much on top of the 1 chain. Try this again. This hook is just fabulous to work with because it's light. Of course, it keeps, falling out of my hands because my hands are stretched for the recording, right? Usually when we crochet, we have it up our chest, right? So it makes it easier. In my case, I have the camera in front of my face. I can't almost see what I'm doing. And of course, my hand's stretched out. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I close in with a slip stitch. I'm going up 1 chain, coming back into the same one with a single, and 2 chain. That equals a double crochet. Next space, double crochet, next space, 2 together, which is the last space. Okay, 1 chain space, and on to the next one. 1 double crochet, the 2nd double crochet, and 2 together on the last one. So our increases just keep adding more to the motif. So we started with 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, next one 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I might go a little bit bigger. That one has row 10. I might go to row 12 on this one. Okay, so just to also show you how it works out, no matter if you stop at even numbers. Okay, so I'm going to continue mine, and you could always advance the video and see how many rows I've done. I'll meet you at the end. I'm going to use the off-white to do my last row here. On that one I used all the same color, but because this is the centerpiece, I want it really to stand out. So you can start anywhere. In the center here where I have the 1 chain, I'm doing a single 2 chain. So we know, for the people that are following me, that have seen the tutorial already, this last row, which is row 15, is only double crochets all the way around. So 1 double crochet per space, including in where we have that 1 chain, but we're still increasing at the end where we do the increase here on the motif 2 on the last double crochet together. So we're doing the increase just the same now. Like I said on the other video, you can go as big as you like. You can stop on even numbers rows here on the motif because the last one has to be odd. Okay, so I will be having 1, 2, 3, 4, no, not counting this one, counting this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This would be my 14 because the other row is 14 rows, and 1 more, so 15 inside of the motifs, and then 1 in the space. We're going to do this all the way around the same way, and even though it's the same pattern, once I'm done, you guys will see what a difference it makes sometimes just changing up the color theme on the pattern. It does create a big difference on the pattern. Okay, so we're going to do it like this all the way around, and then I'm cutting my thread and I'm coming in with the green, so remembering that when you're at the end here, you must add those 2 together on the same space. Okay, now you could even make, if you're doing placemats, you could even make the coasters, the glass cup coasters, by doing only 6 rows, and you got a beautiful little coaster for your cups to set up your table. This is perfect for Halloween or for fall, if you want to put it that way. It's just gorgeous colors to fit in. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 15, and this is no different than doing the doily, but of course, because it's another tutorial, I'll just do the first few stitches. So single, and I'm doing right where the space is, and I'm trying to hide my thread as I go. So 2 chain, 3 chain, 4 chain, and 5 chain. I'm coming into the same space. We're creating those V's. 1 chain space. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3 on my 4th one. Double crochet, 2 chain space, and again create the V. 1 chain. 1, 2, 3 on my 4th one. Double crochet, 2 chain, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be repeatedly like this all the way around, and then I'm going to come back in with the off-white, the beige color, to do the stems. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, I also want to remind you, I should have mentioned this on the other video for the doily. When you're doing your V's, to make sure that you are going to have the right amount, you need to have even numbers. So if you have 44, 46, 48 V's, it's got to be even number or else it's not going to work out. In case you don't, you're at the end, just cheat. Instead of skipping 4, skip 3 and add another one if you're short. If you're too much, then skip 5 instead of 4. Okay? So that's one way to know that you're on the right track. So I'm going to come in with a single, and we're going to do 5 double crochets inside of the space here. So single, chain 2, that's a double crochet, my second double crochet, my third, my fourth, and my fifth double crochet. I'm going to come into the next V. Now if your stitch is too tight, you can do a 1 chain, and I'm going to create again 5 double crochets. So this whole row will be like this all the way around, always skipping 1, doing a single inside, five double crochets into the next V, and single into the next one, 5 double crochets. So very simple, nothing to it. Into the next V and a single. Like I said, if you find that it's too tight, then do 1 chain in between them. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we're going into the flowering now, and then we have one more row after that, which is the peacock. So I'm coming into the first double crochet. We're going to be doing the popcorn with 4 double crochet. So single, 2 chain, what do you call double crochet? My second, or actually, yes, my second, my third, and my fourth. I'm going to come into the first one here and close it up with a slip stitch. Chain 1 into the second double crochet and do your 4 double crochets. Come into the first one, grab your thread and slip stitch through it, and then do 1 chain. And again the same thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Coming into the first one and slip stitch through it. Chain 1 and do your 4 double crochets. So we'll have 5 popcorn as flowers, and it makes a huge difference on the pattern when it's 2 colors contrast. Makes the pattern stand out more. So I've done 1 chain, I'm coming in, single, I'm coming in directly into the next double crochet and doing the 4 double crochets again, coming into my first one and slip stitch 1 chain space. So very simple, as you see here, people, nothing to it. And it's a perfect centerpiece for the table, for a counter, For a buffet, if you're doing it, put the center and the two other ones on the side if you're making the same size. Or you can make two small ones, like the size of the small one that I have with 10 rows, and the big one, and attach them together and make a table runner. So you have so many options to play with this pattern. So it's just repeatedly now. Four double crochets, come into the first one and slip stitch one chain, come into the single with a single. We're going to repeat this all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so last row. Now, it's normal that it pleats a little bit like this. Very normal, as long as it doesn't over pleat, right? By stretching it a bit, thread does stretch a bit. And then, of course, by adding the last row, it's all going to come in place together. Okay, so with this one, I'm just going to change a little bit when we do the triple crochet. Okay, so we're going to do the single and the picot. So 3 chain, come into the first one. If I can get it, because my first stitch is always extremely tight. And then we're going to do the picots, 1 per space. So single 3 chain. And we'll have 5 picots. I'm going to come into the space here where we did the single. Now I'm going to do the triple. I'm going to come, we only work on the V's that have the flowers. The V's that have the singles, we do not work in them. So turn your pattern a bit just to help you to do that triple. Now normally with the other patterns, I would have went directly into the next one. You can do that if you want, or you can just do a single where the single is, and then come into the next one where we have the next pattern of the flowers. Whatever works for you, okay? And have it that way. 1, 2, 3, and picot, and then continue on 1, 2, 3, picot. So I've done my 5 picots. I'm going to come and work into the green one here and don't tighten it too much so it doesn't, now if you don't want to go in and do the single here, because some people prefer that, they think they might have like a better grip doing the single. If you think you can handle doing the triple this way, then you're good to go. It's just a little technique, and then come into the first flower here and then close it up and do your 3. But sometimes, people have a hard time trying to turn their hands, fingers on the pattern, so it's a way of, securing it more. If you're afraid that everything's going to come apart, then you can do your single in the center there, like I did the first one here. Okay, so this pretty much does it for this tutorial. I'm going to continue. At the end, I'll have a little video, and the pattern on display. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. As you can see, it does make a difference when you use different colors. It brings out that, you know, beautiful contrast of the model, of the style, of the pattern. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Please give a thumbs up on the video, and I will link the other doily below in case you want to make that size too. And like I said, I will be editing the beginning of that doily. You'll see it's in the off-white, and then I continue from where we left off. So don't worry about if you see the different color that I'm doing the tutorial one, because it was from there and it's the same beginning. Okay, much hugs to all of you. Thank you so much for the super thanks donation, and please consider helping the women in need. A little bit goes a long way if we all pitch in a bit to help them to get some thread. Thank you so much, everyone. Till next time.